Okay, Nadian said, I rushed home to make sure I did not miss it. Should have known CPT. It's literally 7:07. Hi, Raindrops. Hi, Nathaniel. Let them know, baby. Y'all are used to it, not new to it. Okay, Day One Raindrops. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving weekend. I had a great time. I spent time with family. We had a great time. A great time. I think I told you guys this. I actually am responsible for hosting Thanksgiving. I've been hosting Thanksgiving for the family for the past 10 plus years. So, it's my thing. And I'm the host who does the most. And let's just say no one is ever disappointed. Knock on wood. I had a good time. So I hope all of you did too. Nate, I did not cook any meats, but I had some meat. I'm teasing. I didn't cook any meat. I had vegan meat, pulled pork. I had pulled pork from Whole Foods. Vegan mac and cheese. And I did a lot of stuffing. And Brody had a good time too. We need to know if Dustin had any stuffing. Dustin actually cooked too, so I can't wait to bring him on so that you guys can see. Hi, Lionel. So that you guys, Ray and Josh, y'all bring the worst out of me. But hey, this is what we do best. All right, so look, without further ado, we do have a jam-packed show. I know. Farm Doc said, Carlos, say that for Patreon. Okay. I'll say it for Patreon after dark. That'll be my news show, child. We can talk about anything we want to, okay? She says stuffing or got stuffing. I do the stuffing. I don't get stuffed. But look, we need to ask Dustin what is and Blue what their preference is. Okay. This is already going not the way I have planned it in my mind. Okay. Anyways, happy holidays. Claudia is taping Side Dish, so she's unable to make it tonight. Let's wish Claudia happy holidays as well. First up, let's bring up the guest of tonight, the co-host. Give it up, y'all, for Dustin and Blue.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening?
Child, I'm happy I wasn't on camera for the stuffing conversation because God's still working on me.
Okay. Yeah, first of all, let's call it dressing any goddamn way. You know what I'm saying? We don't call it no stuffing. We call it dress. So you could have avoided that trap with all of that by just calling it the right thing in the first place. But that's,
But they could consider dressing other things that happens after stuffing is completed.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm,
oh my God. This is how we starting? This is how we're starting. Okay, that's fine.
So Dustin, did you get stuffed or are you stuffing and did you see dressing afterwards?
No, I made seafood.
Oh, what?
That's off brand. Okay.
Yeah. So there's that. You know what I'm saying? I had I cooked though. I had a great Thanksgiving. Huh?
He said you have fish.
No, I had lobster tails and shrimp. What did he say? We didn't have chicken. We had lamb and shrimp.
Did he leave season one? The South No Sunset Party. Let me tell
we
you
didn't have
something.
chicken.
I gotta brag about Fareed real quick. Guys, give me 5 seconds. Dustin Ross is a walking expert on all things, but reality TV is his thing because you have to be a Housewives historian, Blue. You immediately get the reference of Nene Leak telling Kim Zolciak, we didn't have chicken.
Yeah, we didn't have chicken. We had lamb and shrimp. Okay, that's what she let her ass know. But yeah, listen, that was a classic moment that was seared in my memory forever. When anytime somebody talking about what you ate somewhere, we didn't have chicken. Okay, we had lamb and shrimp. But I had a great Thanksgiving. Some of my friends actually came up from Houston to spend it with me. Shout out to Zach and Keenan. And a couple of my other friends came by. I cooked. We had a beautiful spread. Everybody ate good. All my shit hit because I don't know what the fuck you thought, but of course, all my dishes was good. And we just had a great time. And I saw some raindrops yesterday. I had a show. I had a
Where?
stand-up comedy show in Charlotte. Shout out to the Comedy Zone in Charlotte. And the Raindrops was in the building. They love us. They watch us. And I love them. So shout out to the Raindrops. I just wanted to show some love to the Raindrops. They so sweet in person.
They
Yeah.
behave themselves, Dustin.
They're so sweet in person. Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
It's all love. All love. Yep.
Okay.
All
Good,
love.
good job. Blue, have you encountered a raindrop yet?
Not yet. I'm preparing myself. I am preparing myself because people on social media feel like I'm like their cousin, and so they roll up on me like we already know each other, and that can be jarring. Don't ask me. I was at a Santana show for Pride, and somebody walked up in the middle of the show trying to do therapy while Santana was twerking in my face. I said, "This is not the time or the place." You wearing a crop top. I'm wearing a crop top. Like context clues, baby. This is not. I'm so happy about your journey, but.
Crop top is not the setting for that. I agree with you.
I have a question about Thanksgiving. If someone unnamed comes to your Thanksgiving function and you make a beverage that is so yummy that they walk out with it, not realizing that the glass is not plastic.
You'd be like, hey, bring my glass back. Come here, bring my glass back.
I didn't realize it was not plastic until I got home, and I was like,
you.
This is yes, it was.
So you're the thief. Okay, got it. All right.
Is that thievery, or is that just like seasoned
Yes,
greetings?
Mia, it's thievery. Yes.
I did not take a TV off the wall from Rent-A-Center. Okay, there's levels to this.
Can Mia live a holiday?
Can she?
Not too much on Mama Mia, who celebrated her birthday last week, and happy birthday, Mia! Congratulations.
She looked beautiful in those photos too. From her birthday photo shoot, she looked gorgeous. She did.
You were thinking about different photos. I thought she looked really pretty in the mugshots.
Yeah, she did. She did because
I thought it was a great mugshot.
She was comfortable. She was well rested in that mugshot. She had just got up off that furniture she took out that apartment. That's why she looked good.
Isn't that we're starting? Yeah, what happened to a soft launch?
I'm just playing. I love me.
What did that happen to customer service? I mean,
that's what I say.
Wow, y'all are really. You know what I love about you guys in your brains? You guys are like the Encyclopedia Britannica of reality TV. I've noticed that from watching this. There's like annals in your brains about every single season, every single year. It's amazing.
We be laughing about this shit, man. There's been so many good moments. That's why we love this shit, because it's brought us so much joy, man. So, yeah.
Yes, no, it brings me so much joy, just like the two of you do. We do have a jam-packed show, so Raindrops, giddy up, okay? Like y'all did this holiday weekend. We are going to get into our shot topics, which include Porsha is dating a woman that she revealed on Black Friday, okay? Because what's the point in celebrating 20% off when you can get on something that's 20 or more? So, with that being said, I'm going to talk about that. We're also going to update you guys on the latest between Kandi and Todd. Todd's attorney has responded to Kandi's divorce in court documents where he is requesting primary custody, and he's also questioning the prenup. We're going to get into that, as well as the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac and how Stacey is gathering the girls. And Wendy Osefo, this may be your best season yet. Okay, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But first thing first, we have to get into the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yes, we were on Saturday. We'll be on, I think, for another week or two or three. So I'm giving y'all heads up this time because I get blamed for everything, child. So no more of me keeping it quiet. Because guess what? I wasn't silenced. I was silent. But
were you silenced?
Right.
Silent.
There we go. Trisha was in therapy with Dr. Look at Dustin's face. With Dr. Francis. And she had a guest there as well. Dustin, just take it away, because are you happy to see Trisha revealing more about herself that we haven't seen? in past seasons, because just like they said Mia be lying, Stacey be lying, a lot of people have said Trisha also be lying. So was it nice to see Trisha reveal more in therapy?
Yeah, Trisha was truthing, and that's what we want from her, right? We want to see her tell the truth. We want to get to know her better. Trisha is a very naturally guarded person, even though Blue, you probably will be able to read a little bit more into this, but like her body language and stuff, you know what I'm saying? In the scenes, her posturing she's a very naturally guarded person. So these scenes with her and Dr. Francis last week and this week have been eye-opening. I wish she would have we take it when we get it right, but I wish we would have gotten an inside view to her personality and her story like this the first time we met her, because a lot of us was just sitting there like this the whole time last season. You know what I'm saying? It was like waiting for it. You know what I'm saying? And this season we're getting it in these counseling sessions with her, and also on some real shit. That's not easy to do on camera on a television show. Have them conversations her and Dr. Francis have been having. Trisha has really, really been giving a lot to the show this season. So I'm not even feeling like talk shit about her in them scenes. I really appreciate them, and I really hope the sessions are working. You know, I also think we had enough. You know, we seen them. She went. We know it now. You know what I'm saying? Like one more session, I think we'd be good for this season. You know what I mean? That's it.
I love it when people get tired. No, seriously, I think this is a perfect example of people getting tired. When people get tired, they finally tell the truth.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you get to a point where you are guarded. You make up white lies, half truths. I think a half truth is a whole lie, so maybe that's just me. You say things that are questionable, that raise brows, and then one day you just get tired of yourself. You're like, let me just tell you how I really feel. I've always said I want a tired man, right? Because tired men tell the truth. Tired women tell the truth too. And I do think too, admitting that you are jealous of something that you should be happy for, I actually wish a lot more people, especially Black women, would admit that, because sometimes we tend to complain that we are the ones who everybody comes to, not acknowledging that our ego likes that we're the ones that everybody comes to, not admitting that we actually like the fact that we are the person keeping the family together. The thing that people complain about, if they're a people pleaser, is often what they pride themselves on simultaneously. Which one is it? Do you love it or loathe it? It can't be both. And so I love that moment of her saying they usually come to me, and I have to admit, when I had support, I felt jealous for a second. Like, wait a minute, I think a lot of mothers, Black mothers in particular, have those moments and they're not as introspective about it. So I love seeing somebody admit that out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because, listen, she has what some people consider to be a very good man, right? Her boyfriend, Ken, has an amazing relationship with her kids. And for the audience who may not know this, Trisha technically is still married, okay? Yes, Blue. Legally, she is still married. And this man has taken the responsibility, her boyfriend Ken, being there for her kids, not just emotionally, physically, but also financially. And listen, I think for any mother, I'm not a mother, so I don't want to speak for mothers, but I do believe that if a mother is dating a guy, I think 100% of them will want their children to like the guy they're in love with. Like that's a plus. Like, yes, my kids like you too, but to hear her say she was jealous of that, I thought was very powerful.
I have a point on the Ken commentary that I've been waiting for us to discuss. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I've seen like some tweets and shit. You know what I'm saying? And this goes even back to when. Shout out to you and thank you for allowing me to interview the cast of all your shows. But back a couple years ago when I was doing that and I interviewed Ken, we got an overwhelming response of people who did not believe his intent. They did not believe or his intention. You know what I'm saying? They did not believe that he was invested in his relationship. And it was weird for me because he was presenting himself as a great partner to her. He had a real love for her children. He wanted to support her healing journey, like all these good things. He's a working Black man, you know what I'm saying? Like all these good things. And somehow, some way, the audience found a way to turn on him almost. He ain't really into her like that. He ain't that good, or he really just in it because he trying to. They were literally making shit up. And I never understood why people turned on what looked to me like a great package for partnership, right? It looked to me like this is literally, he's checking all the fucking boxes and there's been no incident, right? But for some reason, there was an overwhelming response of, he's not what he says he is. And I just have never understood the Ken hate. I never have. If people have differing opinions on the conflict between him and Marquez, or different disagreements that him and Trisha have had, that's one thing. But I saw a lot of people saying that they did not believe that he was really a good person. And that was just shocking to me. Have y'all seen? I don't know if you've been paying attention to this, like, what is that shit about?
Blue, I would love to get your thoughts because, I do want to break that down too. And I think, Blue, you're perfect for it. I had this conversation with someone recently how, listen, I love social media. I will always be active on social media. I thank God that God has blessed me with this life in my 40s because mentally I'm able to handle some of the negativity that comes my way, courtesy of being a public figure, courtesy of having this platform to where I am subjected to a lot of love, but also, some hate. I have understood that, look, there are people in this world who do not want you to be happy because it bears a resemblance of their lack of happiness in their lives. When you see somebody root for you when you're at the bottom, they sort of stop you midway and saying, okay, you're going too far to the top and I don't like you anymore. You think you're all of that. Let me humble you and bring you back down. I was rooting for you, but you're going further than my expectations. And now you're putting a mirror to me and a spotlight on my lack of where I'm at in my life. So I have power, I feel like, to bring you down so that I can always look at you like we're the same person, right? I believe when it comes to Ken and Trisha, the reason why Ken got a lot of hate is because, look, I think Ken represented a man that doesn't exist in a lot of ways in people's lives. Unfortunately, I don't know too many men who are going to take on their married girlfriends, kids, and be a good man doing it, and the kids like you. I don't know too many men where that does exist. And I think a lot of the Ken hate came because it represented some people who did not have a good man in their lives that accepted their children. That's my opinion. But Blue, I don't have a Harvard degree. What do you think?
I worked at Harvard. I didn't go to Harvard. I worked at Harvard, honey.
Okay.
I was getting paid.
I know that's right, Blue. Shit.
Harvard gave me a check rather than the other way around.
Okay.
No, I honestly agree with it. And it used to confuse me at first. And until I realized a lot of unhealed people conflate trauma with concern. Rather than admit that you're reflecting to me something that is triggering me, I'm going to hide behind being concerned, right? Because people always say, well, I trust myself, but I don't trust nobody else. No, that means you don't trust yourself, right? Because if you really trusted yourself, then you'd be willing to take a risk on love. And if it works out, you would trust yourself to take care of it. And if it doesn't work out, you would trust yourself to bounce back from it. Right. Most people don't trust themselves to bounce back from disappointment. And so they're thinking they don't trust other people when the reality is they don't trust how cruel they'll be to themselves if they look foolish. And so they train themselves to think, oh, I'm just concerned, I'm just cautious. No, you don't trust your bounce back. Any room that I walk in, there's somebody in there that I trust because I'm in the room. I trust me. And so a lot of people have made these excuses about why not to take a chance on love, why not to take a chance on Black men in particular, because we all know the PR around that with straight Black men, right? They need a new PR agent. And so when you see a woman risk that you have taken, and when you did it, you look stupid. When you did it, they clowned you. When you did it, it was a scheme that Todd set up. More on that later. And your family was like, I told you so, I told you so. And so you're seeing this woman take a chance, and you're thinking about and being triggered by when you took a chance and you look stupid. And it doesn't occur to you that, number one, she might not look stupid. And number two, even if she does, she might be okay afterwards.
Exactly.
And so it's trauma pretending to be concerned. That's not about me. That's about you. I have a friend who's always worried about my money. Girl, you're broke. I'm not me. I have money. It's okay. I'm good. Right. And so it becomes this thing where if I don't think I got it, it's hard for me to admit that you might.
I don't like that shit, y'all. Y'all know how I am. I don't like people like that around me.
The opposite of that.
I don't like that shit.
Very
If you are in a circumstance in life that maybe hasn't worked out the way you wanted it to, right? And you see somebody else with similar, circumstances, and it works out for them, that should make, to me personally, I'm not gonna say what it should make a person do because that's not my place. When I see things like that happen to other people it gives me hope. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel like, damn, well, okay, this actually can go right. So what can I move around and make this do? You know what I mean? It just makes you feel like there is a possible solution here, as opposed to fuck them because it went good for them, or fuck them because it worked out for them and not me. I just don't understand that break right there for people.
There's a mantra for that.
Drives me crazy.
People have a hater within, and Dustin, what you're an anti-hater. People talk about haters a lot, but they don't talk about the opposite. And that mindset, there's a church mantra that I used to always hear. Whenever something good happens for your friend and you think you're about to feel a little envious, remind yourself that you're being shown that God is in your neighborhood. God's in the neighborhood. If my friend got a blessing and she was sitting next to me on the bus, doesn't that mean I might be up next? That should be a good thing, right? Be excited that God is in your neighborhood rather than being a hater who's like, well, why her? She's not special.
I just feel like Ken shows up well. I feel like he's been a good partner to Trisha on camera from what we've seen. And I was just very confused and continue to be confused by some of the response from people who just have decided that he is a disingenuous person. That leap that people take is just fascinating to me sometimes.
Yeah, I agree with you more, which is why I'm glad we talked about that. And look, it's okay to give love a chance after your heart being broken. I just think that everything is a lesson. And once you see the signs, I was talking to somebody recently about one thing that I love about dating in my 40s, Dustin and Blue. The best thing about Carlos King being single in his 40s, I'm able to identify this is not going to work out. And there's no excuses I'm making for anybody. And I also appreciate the fact that I'm such a great interviewer.
On a date? Tell me about your childhood trauma.
I think it's this. If y'all can tell me y'all Googled me when we on our first date, then I have the right to say, okay, I'm going to interview you on the first date too. So listen, so we're all in together because I don't have nothing. It's the best thing in the world. So I'm able to remove myself from situations where the attraction was there, but then the moment I see something, I'm just like, this ain't gonna work out, bro. And I keep it pushing. But I'm never gonna stop dating because I do believe, based on Gary Zukav, who wrote this book called The Seat of the Soul in 1997. He was on Oprah's book club. He said that he said that the myth that people believe that isn't true is that you have one soulmate. And he said, Oprah, guess what? You have millions of soulmates. And I was 17 years old hearing that, confused, but it wasn't until me being single in my 40s where I realized who I am in my 40s dating. I'm not who I was in my when I was 25 when I met the African.
No.
I'm a different person. That's a whole nother conversation. I'll say that. but it was a good experience. Unlike other housewives. Mine was good. But what I will say is, so look, my point, not all Africans are scammers. And I will say that verbatim. Thank you.
I have 4 Nigerians back to back, and I deserve compensation.
You deserve compensation.
I deserve the Nigerian girls.
You deserve credit for time.
4 Nigerians back to back. Okay, they have strong backs. It's heavy things. I got glamored by the accent. But go ahead, Carlos. I'm tripping.
Shout out to the Nigerians. Okay, so moving on to that, I want to get into Igbo or Yoruba. But what I want to say,
they were all Igbo because they thought I was Igbo. Apparently, I look Igbo.
Oh, I'm 29% Cameroon. Is it Cameroon?
If you can't pronounce it, can you claim it?
I can't pronounce notification, so maybe
Hey, you damn sure getting them. Okay.
True.
Ding. Okay.
Let me just shut up. I feel like I already had a little sip of my stolen cup.
No, that's coming later. That's coming later. Dustin, I would love to hear your thoughts on Miss Wanda and her food truck return.
Yeah.
And in this scene, Tisha is telling her mama the latest with the group. And a lot of the fans felt like, now, wait a second, Tisha. Are you sending your mother to fight your battles? Dustin, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, okay. First of all, Letitia Scott might look like she's like 30 years old, right? But she's in her 40s, right? Letitia Scott is in her 40s, right?
Really?
Miss Nell, yeah, she looks young as hell, but she's
She
like in
really
her
does.
40s. Yeah, right. But
Mhm.
she's in her 40s, like she's early 40s, I believe.
Wow.
I'm
Yeah,
not
she is.
sure how old Miss Nell is, right? But they're peers.
Miss Nell's in her 50s.
Okay. So they're
Oh, so she
peers.
got it when she
You
was
know what
10
I'm
minutes
saying?
old. Okay, got it.
So I think that Letitia's seeking, you know what I'm saying, her mom to the or I get her going to get Miss Wanda to argue with Miss Nell was crazy to me. I'm just gonna say it. Letitia, y'all are cast members. If you and Miss Nell get into it, cuss Miss Nell out, just put a miss in front of whatever name you call her. You know what I'm saying? And y'all just call her Miss Motherfucker. Let me tell you one thing, goddamn it.
Bitch,
Yeah,
okay, bitch.
Miss Heifer. Let me tell you something, Miss Heifer. That's all you got to do, and then it's an age appropriate cussing out. You know what I'm saying? I feel
Missy
like
got
she
me
needs to.
fucked up.
Yeah, like Miss, but you got me fucked up, Miss Heifer, Miss Ho. You know what I'm saying? I think if
Miss
you put a
Old
miss,
Edges.
yeah, to show a little respect with it, then she can get in there. But all jokes aside, I did think like, well, what you going to get Miss Wanda for? You already know Miss Wanda ain't gonna do nothing but show her complete ass. She set it off right there at that picnic table when they went to see her food truck, which her food truck looked really nice, by the way. I like the quotes on it. They had a bunch of like sayings on it. If it's a long line, it's worth the time or some shit like that. But I thought it was cool. But again, as soon as they started the conversation, what did she do? Completely pivot the focus of the conversation to whether or not Kimmy and Letitia, but more so Kimmy, believed that there had been infidelity on their husband's behalf. That's not even what we're talking about. We're telling you that Miss Nell has been giving Letitia fever. So that's what I mean about Miss Wanda. She's unpredictable, and sometimes it can be extremely entertaining, but sometimes it can derail any progress. You know, because I don't know what y'all think, but Miss Nell is not gonna be. Miss Nell don't give a damn about that being Letitia Scott's mama. She don't care about that. Miss Nell gonna cuss Tisha Scott and Wanda out at the same damn time. So I don't know if that was the smartest thing to do. To me, it's like a toxic combination. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be entertained watching it, but they are definitely not gonna make no progress as a group. So
About to see
we
wigs
just, I guess,
flying
we
everywhere.
enjoy. Yeah.
So, Blue, what do you think? We learned from the raindrops that Tisha is 44 in a Libra. Miss
Oh.
Nell is 54 in Aquarius.
Wait. Okay, that's not even. Okay. Here's the thing. I do cuss out older people. I cuss out elders. Like, I'm one of those. So you might be asking, okay. My Mercury sign, the way you communicate is in Aries. I cuss like an Aries. And so this would not work on me. And honestly, if you hit like reply all on a message, I'm gonna cuss you out in front of everybody you see on that message. You're just inviting an audience to what I was gonna say anyways.
Yeah.
So this is where Harvard goes out the window, Carlos. Okay, I can fight a little bit in real life. And to who was it that said it in reality show history? I know one of you probably knows. She's an old bitch from the 90s. I'm an old bitch from the 90s, so I fight like it's 96. It's not 2025 when I get angry. We regress over here. So for me, call your mama. She'll get it too.
Yeah.
You can't always be deep, Carlos. Call your mama. You can both get it. Your whole bloodline can get it.
I cannot. So look, the thing is this: on the rest of the season, we are going to see raindrops once again. Giddy up. You will see Miss Wanda and Nell have a one-on-one.
Who won, Carlos?
Yeah, just tell
I
us.
am not.
Nobody's watching. Just tell us.
Who won, Carlos?
I would like to see it. Just send us a little clip.
Okay, listen, I will say this, and I'm not going to give too much away. Dustin will appreciate this because he's a historian. Miss Nell met her, not Miss Nell. Miss Wanda low-key met her back with Kimmy back in the day. Remember Dustin? Like, you know what I mean? Kimmy was like, okay. Let's just say Miss Nell held her own in the way that Kimmy held her own.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
It's a battle, in other words. I can't wait. Yep.
Little tussle. You a little tussle for the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little situation.
I just hope she said, quote, "You ain't my damn mama," end quote. I just hope we get one of them. I just hope we get one of them.
Were you on that?
No, she said that.
Not you, the prophet.
Not to give away storyline.
You the fisticuffs prophet.
Are you the mom that's been on the YouTube streets revealing scene secrets?
What? Carlos.
That's actually hilarious.
Don't play, Carlos.
Are you one of the bloggers that loves to go live and talk about Huntsville? Make up lies, by the way, but also claim they heard it from a reliable source. Is that you, Dustin, feeding the street?
You know that ain't nothing to me. Look, we don't know who that is. But Carlos, that is so funny to me because I was, if she really said it, I can hear it.
Let's just say,
mama.
Let's say something along those lines was said, and I'm going to say this and end it here. Miss Nell said something that made everybody stop in their tracks.
Mm-hmm.
It got bad.
I wish Miss Nell smoked cigarettes. You know why? Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because can you imagine Miss Nell arguing and cussing people out with a cigarette hanging out one hand and then throwing it on the ground, stomping it with that pointed toe shoe? She smoked cigarettes for effect. That would be so good in the scene. Yeah,
like this.
Scott, let me tell you something, Scott, and T. Scott.
Look at him.
Hey, my damn mama. That's what I want. I just want the cigarette.
Quick question about that. My idea, she just got activated. Quick question. A famous rapper just got in trouble because he was doing a turkey drive while smoking a J, handing out turkeys with the other hand.
I saw that.
Are we against that? I mean, you might need the weed for the turkey drive.
I feel seen. To me, that's exactly, you should be at peace while you're helping the community. That's the perfect time to smoke a little herb. You know what I'm saying? And
the Libra thing. Look at Carlos's face.
Yeah. That's a blessed. They blessed that turkey. You know, that's a blessed breast.
I would do it, but I know that's
not a blessed breast.
I would. I'm gonna tell you right now. When you come to my drive, you're gonna ride past it. Okay, I'm be like, happy holidays. Here you go. Thank you.
He came out the car with the joint hanging from his lips, like he was smoking in the car. Opened the door, still smoking, and just started hanging out turkeys with the other hand.
It's blessed to be a blessing. That's right. It is the motherfucking season. Okay.
I can't. So, Raindrops, make sure you all catch up on the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville that is out now on the OWN app. So if you missed it, go to the OWN app or check your DVRs, and we're back this Saturday at 8 o'clock 7 Central. Dustin and Blue, are y'all ready for Shot O'Clock?
Oh. You know I'm ready.
All right. Ready, set, go.
Oh, that's a lot of alcohol. Ooh.
Okay.
It was vegan. It was vegan eggnog, y'all. I'm trying to be down like Carlos. It was vegan eggnog.
We love a vegan eggnog. Okay. So here we are. First
Look
up,
what they said.
No,
what they say.
Is that a matcha? Are you a matcha nigga?
Macaroon.
So Dustin and Blue, I went to a game this weekend, and this sweet server named Gabby. So Gabby, hi doll face. So I ordered my food. Gabby says to me, "Would you like a mocktail?" And she said, "I watched your show. I know you're vegan. You don't drink alcohol." Oh, baby. So I still have to say, Blue, the Raindrops know I don't drink alcohol and I'm vegan. So they're asking me like, what the fuck is that? It's actually, Raindrops.
What is it? Aloe juice?
What is that? What the hell? It looks like
broke some aloe. What is that? What is that?
It's a nice pre-workout shot to give me the jitters.
Oh, you're
Pre-workout.
so healthy. I have a question. If I put rum in my vegan
Aw.
eggnog, is it still vegan?
Yes,
Yeah, because there's
because your
no
heart is in
dairy
the
in it.
right place.
Okay, so I'm still vegan.
That is not the definition for a vegan. It's because it's not dairy, so you're good. No,
Shout out to that super chat. Thank you. I saw that. Much love to you.
look how they're talking to me. Bitch, it's that electrolyte. Dustin Hot from yesterday. He lit Charlotte up. I'm proud. I'm a proud uncle.
Man,
Shout out
thank
to
you
Jason
so
Cruz
much.
for that message. We love you.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get ready for the topic of the day, the first one. Porsha Williams from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, twice divorced Porsha. Her first marriage was Cordell Stewart. Her second marriage was Simon Gubadia. Porsha revealed on Black Friday that, listen, she's dating this woman named Patrice Sway McKinney, not to be confused with Dennis McKinley, her child's father. She made it. I'm here all night, Dustin. So look, Porsha made their relationship Instagram official in the holiday themed photos celebrating Sway's birthday, marking her first public relationship since her divorce from Simon. Now, a lot of the girls are asking, who is Sway? Sway is the owner of a salon. She owns a lot of salon suites. And that's what she does. And that's what we know so far about her. Blue, you're up to bat first. What do you think about Porsha's new girlfriend, Sway? And are you surprised that Porsha is dating women? In this case, a woman. A woman.
Yeah, I mean, I think the comment that I wrote under the hard launch was, look, I lived in DC for 12 years. I get it.
If you know, you know.
It was a long winter. Okay, they know me out there, Carlos.
You to put it together. Y'all are really making it hard tonight. Go ahead.
So, Blue, you dated women before?
Look, the studs are. Sometimes the man that you need is a stud, okay? And I just they be tricking. Their money be long. Their tongues be long. They work out. They smell good. You're confused, okay? Have I been turned out by a DC stud? Maybe. And by maybe, I mean yes. I mean, it happens to the best of us, right? It happens to the best of us. What the kids call me on TikTok? Pansexual now? Apparently, if a stud confuses you, they call you pansexual. So I might be the wrong person to ask because I, too, ended a relationship with a Philly nigga and ended up with a stud. And I didn't know what was happening, child. But my bills were getting paid and everything smelled nice. So I get it, Porsha. I too. What? Atlanta and DC, if you look at the wrong person's eyes for too long, you might be questioning stuff.
I gotta turn my lights on the back. Keep talking, Blue Child.
First of all,
it's after dark.
Okay.
Yep.
Who you are.
For your what? Pride. There you go.
And also, too, when you have been treated poorly in your mind, you want someone who is generous and gentle and kind and who makes you feel adored. And a well-positioned woman who thinks like a nigga, it's a good combination sometimes.
Somebody said, hood journalist, hey, Raindrop, they said she went from paper to plastic.
Oh, I mean, that's not wrong, but still incredibly graphic. It's not. Sometimes the plastic has paper, though. The girls be having the money, child.
Well, look, let's have a conversation because this is why I'm so glad you're on. Because
what? Because of gay stuff? What do you mean?
No.
Is this why you're happy to have me on? Because I went muff diving, Fred? I don't understand.
No, I mean it doesn't hurt. But no, what I'm saying is I like to get perspective because a lot of people, and Dustin have seen this, and I can't wait to hear Dustin's thoughts too.
Child.
A lot of people are saying that Porsha is trolling. She's doing this for a storyline. Listen, as somebody who has worked on Atlanta Housewives during the era of lesbian conversations and kissing at clubs and all that stuff. What a great time, Atlanta. What a great time. Thank you, girls. I love y'all. Okay. Porsha, it's no secret that Porsha has made out with women. It's no secret that Porsha likes women. Mm-hmm. She revealed that she is now dating this woman. And a lot of people are questioning the validity of this. They're saying, is she trolling? Is this for a storyline? The reason why I want to get more of your thoughts on this is because, listen, Porsha has, from what we have known, has always dated men exclusively. When I say date, meaning relationships, right? This is the first time that we're hearing that she is maybe in a relationship with a woman. Is there something to be said about a woman after 40 who has had, relationships with men that did not work out, but have fluid situations happening? Is it safe to say that women, if you are attracted to other women in terms of being kissy and flirty, should they also pursue what could be a relationship with them that can surpass just a flirty kiss?
This feels very pointed. He said, women over 40 eating the box. Blue, what you think? Okay. Well, I will say that statistically speaking, there is a trend of older women choosing other women because they run out of men and they were a little fluid to begin with. I do think sexuality.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I do think sexuality is fluid, but also people be getting tired. And so I often wonder, is this sincerely your sexual orientation being given the freedom to present itself, or are you just, looking for a look? She did say, give her some bail, she was dating a man and a woman during CultureCon. She said, hey, I'm dating one of each and may the best man win, right? So it could be a thing where she's bisexual or she's sexually fluid and the woman just happened to be the better suitor. I also do think, though, it's dangerous to treat being gay as something that is a trend. Because when they told me, Blue, you're pansexual because you didn't care, right? Like I met somebody that I liked who happened to be a woman and I didn't care. Pansexual means that I was open to it, but I wasn't just doing it for a look, right? And so I do think it's a little bit tricky because some of the girls will try to be gay for pay and pretend because it's a cute look, like Ashley Darby. I don't believe that one, respectfully, although she does look better as a man. How you doing? But when it comes to Porsha, I think Porsha has shown a sincere attraction to women for a very long time. Her hugs linger. And so I think if she's finally gotten to the place where, to be earlier, I said tired, right? People who are tired are more honest. She might have gotten tired about the optics of the perfect man and said, well, if I'm open to women, let me really be open to women. So I'm hoping that Porsha sincerely enjoys women and is exploring something real and not just using this for clout, because being gay is not a clout chase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dustin Ross.
Oop. Yeah. So, first of all, I'm a gay man of a certain age. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Flint, Michigan, and I've lived a lot of life. So it's not been easy to be openly gay, you know what I'm saying, and move around. You have to think about violence against you. You have to think about your safety. You have to run the risk of losing relationships, family members cutting you off, your friends not wanting to fuck with you no more, your straight friends when they find out you're gay. It's a lot of trauma. It's a lot of sadness and a lot of bravery attached to living your life as a gay person. I'm sure it's the same for lesbians and people who identify as bisexual too. So to see it be something that is used as a novelty, as something that's played with, or, used as a tool to like get attention, it'll piss me off. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't easy to live your life like that. Even today at my big age, and I'm a person who's very comfortable, you know what I'm saying, in my sexuality. I don't lead with it. You know what I'm saying? That's not what makes me like interesting, but it's not something I shy away from or hide at all. And so to see people casually play with sexuality and act as if it's something interchangeable, or even to see it framed as something that you can do because you tired of niggas doing you wrong. You know what I'm saying? So now you're going to switch to women. That's highly offensive to a person like me who has had to fight the hard fight and had to climb uphill when it comes to getting respected, when it comes to, just a simple regular things that people deserve in life, you have to fight for 10 times harder. I'm also black. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going into the world every day as a black man and as a black gay man. You know what I'm saying? So to see people play, you like pussy. I'm sorry. If you like women, you like women. You know what I'm saying? But just stand in it and say that's what you like. Don't frame it as something that you're doing because you've had a bad run at dating men, or be playful with it like it's something it's not casual. You know what I'm saying? We would love for it to be casual, but unfortunately, we're not at a place in society where it's something that can be played with or have fun with, or just, oh, it's something I'm doing. Or no, motherfuckers getting killed over that shit. You know what I'm saying? So hate to take it dark and serious right now. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
that's real.
I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Life is not easy for people like me and for a lot of other people who have it even harder. And so if you like women, you know what I'm saying? Much love, do it, because I'm gonna fuck who I like too. But just stand in it and make sure it's something that you mean, and also show up. Porsha is a person who we saw her do some incredible work during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement. We saw her do some incredible work with her platform, and I was so proud of her doing that. Right now, trans women could use her support, gays could use her support, lesbians could use her support, and the rest of the B's. You know, she's a B, right? This is one time we can call Porsha a B. She's bisexual, right? So just stand in it, do some advocacy work. Yeah, do some advocacy work. Like, get in there and stand in the paint for the community, especially after we saw those videos years ago. It was a clip of her preaching a homophobic sermon in a church that went
I've
viral.
never seen that. She preached a homophobic sermon?
She and we give her grace for this. This was literally over a decade ago. People change. She's allowed to grow, right? But that's still out there. And so since that clip of her preaching that sermon is out there, obviously we're not holding her feet to the fire for what she said. Even though she said those things in that sermon, people are allowed to grow, be enlightened, and change. So we're giving her grace for that, right? But the same way that's out there, the same way you did that justice work during, you know, the height of the Black Lives Matter movement, if this is how you live in your life openly now, kudos to you. Do some work, some advocacy work in the communities just to balance it out, because Porsha is going to benefit from the attention this relationship is getting. And she strikes me, based on the work that she did in the streets during the Black Lives Matter movement, I know that Porsha cares about people, and she cares about people being treated fairly. And so if you're going to flaunt and show off this new relationship or whatever kind of connection you have with this woman, do some other real work to balance that out. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. That's just how
Can
I
we
feel.
admit though that gender matters though? Can we admit that gender matters? And this is something to Dustin's point. Women can play and men are not allowed in the same way. So the gay community
just about to say that.
is not equal on this. A woman is allowed to experiment. If a man experiments one time, he is gay forever.
Yeah.
And
be very clear about that.
Yeah, so I actually want to touch on what you just said, Blue, and obviously, Dustin, thanks for speaking out about that. Because look, I also am an openly gay Black man from Detroit, Michigan.
Yep.
I did not come out of the closet officially until I moved out of the state of Michigan, and I moved to New York City, and I was 22 years old, and my first job was at the Gap. And this woman, my coworker named Topaz Murray.
Oh, not Mercury retrograde.
That's right. Damn, I know, because I really wanted to hear what he was gonna say.
I heard Topaz, and I was like, "Ooh, who's Topaz?" And I was like, I'm so happy you brought this up, because part of when I was dating women, and part of the pain of that was my first Christmas with a girlfriend. I was like, "Oh, I might never see my family again," because I have a very Christian family, and so I mourned my family the entire time I was dating women. And the first time I dated a guy again was the first time I talked to them about who I was dating, because I knew that when I was trying to figure out my sexuality, I'm not going to Boston and talking to these old Haitians about this. They're going to cuss me out and throw the blood of Christ on me. And so there's a mourning that happens to anybody, even if you're bisexual or pansexual. You're like, if I'm with the same gender, I'm going to have to move different. And there's actually and I hate to say it, a privilege in not being gay or lesbian and being bisexual or pansexual, where you know that there's a certain iteration of life that you have access to that is more socially acceptable. And I think the reason why the trend is happening is because people who care about being accepted socially, they get to about 45, 50 and say, I don't care anymore. I'm going to do the other side of me that I've been hiding in the shadows. And so I do think that it's important that we mention what you say. and recognize that Black men in particular have it much harder than Black women. And ladies, this is going to be hard for you to hear this. Gay Black men have it much harder when it comes to homophobia, because when it's women, the misogyny tells them, oh, they're just doing it for our pleasure. When it's men, it messes with people in a whole different way. It's not equal. And the trans girls are a whole different thing, because you can be gay and still be transphobic.
Because trans is not a sexuality.
Exactly.
I hate that it's an identity, and it shouldn't even be getting lumped in with gay and lesbian or bisexual, because it's an identity, and people pretend to have a hard time understanding that, because it's a very simple concept. People feign ignorance or confusion when it comes to just understanding what that means and shit. So I'm not trying to take this thing off the rails. All I'm saying is Porsha strikes me as a woman who cares about people. I've seen her do some great work in her community and our community as Black people. I would love to see her do this with some intention. That's all I'm saying.
And I was gonna go there with it too. Sorry, my Wi-Fi's acting up. So if it logs off again, it's the spirit of a Govadia. So my bad, y'all. I'll hop on my iPhone Wi-Fi. But what I will say, my friend Topaz, so I was in the closet. I came to New York at 22 years old, and I'm in the closet, child, because like Dustin said, being gay in the 80s and 90s as a Black man, Detroit just wasn't safe, right? And my girl Topaz said to me, so who you dating? And I said, I don't have a girlfriend. She said, girlfriend? Boy, you're in New York City. It's okay to be gay here. And I said, oh, bitch. And I instantly decided to become more of myself. I agree with Dustin. I will say this. I would like for it to be a storyline on Atlanta Housewives this season about the topic of women who decide to date another woman and what that means in terms of their place in this world, because it does appear to be a trend for most people, right? And gay men don't have that luxury. I know plenty of women who claim to be allies that will say, well, if a guy had a gay experience with another man, I'm not going to be with him. He likes men. And we're not here to talk about that. We'll say that for a whole other topic, for a whole other show. But it's not the same. I don't have the luxury of saying, me and my applicant broke up, let me start dating women. Because a woman would say, wait, what? And society will look at me like there's no way you can do it. I think it's easier for women. I think men, straight Black men, love a woman who is fluid because they like to have fun with them and invite other women in the bedroom and all of those things. Gay men don't have that luxury. A gay married man who got a divorce once or twice cannot say, I'm going to start dating men, because it's hard out here for me to date women. It's just not the same. But I do think with a big show like Atlanta Housewives, and this is why I was so hard on Kyle Richards on Beverly Hills, and she is my favorite housewife I've ever worked with, because I feel like this. When you have such a huge platform with so many eyeballs and people with so many experiences, I do think it is your job to educate the audience on, like, I'm not speaking for everybody, but this is my experience, and hope that there's a larger conversation that can happen. But I do think we got to get out of this being trendy. I'm not saying that's Porsha's story either. What I'm saying is, I hope that on this upcoming season of Atlanta, with K. Michelle being a cast member, allegedly, and who has been open about dating women, I would hope that there's a big conversation about women who decide to date women, and is it something you want to pursue for the rest of your life, like a Niecy Nash and a Jessica Betts, her wife? Or is it something where you feel like this is what I want to do right now and then go on with the next guy? So,
which is fine, you know what I'm saying? But just don't frame it. Just have some fucking respect. That's all I'm saying. Have some fucking respect for the literal struggle that is attached to that life for people. That's all I'm saying. And I trust that Porsha will. I think she'll do it right. So,
and money shields you from that too. Can we be honest, economically speaking, that the more money you make, the more freedom you have to say that you're gay? Can we be honest? So it's a gender thing, but there's also a money thing, right? Like when you hear about a billionaire who was doing some gay shit, it's almost like everybody has to swallow it because he's a billionaire. I'm not gonna say anybody's name on here, right? But like if it was the same person who was a working class Negro suddenly he's losing everything. And so there's a shield that comes with being a woman and or having money, where you can do things that are sexually fluid. And can I be honest, guys, the reason why I always joke about and talk about my pansexual existence is because I am straight presenting, and I'm in a season of life where I date mostly men. A lot of people hear my voice and my diction and hear Harvard and all that good stuff, and they assume that I'm a conservative Black woman. And the minute I say, no, I was messing with studs in DC, y'all, I was outside, it suddenly makes their minds blow out, because they're like, but Blue, you came off so reasonable. Yes, what if I tell you I'm reasonable and I'm still pan? Right? Now you have to confront the way that you look at women who you think are like me, but who have dated other women. And I'm wondering, is it trending, or are people just finally telling the truth?
Yeah.
A part of me wonders. I think a lot of us are more fluid than we want to admit.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I do think there should be a whole episode dedicated to that. I think there's a big conversation about Black people, homosexuality in our community. But we have a jam-packed show. So next up, I do want to get into the latest going on with Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker. As you all know, 2 weeks ago, Kandi has filed for divorce, citing that the marriage was irretrievably broken. On November 26th, Todd filed a response to Kandi's divorce petition. The documents were obtained by Us Weekly, where Todd, who resides in Georgia, says that he would like to look into possibly having primary custody because Kandi tends to have out-of-state work obligations. In the filing, Todd has said that the parties have been working cooperatively in an effort to resolve all issues. Todd remains committed to continuing those discussions in good faith. He also says that if they're unable to reach a custody deal, he will be seeking primary physical custody, joint legal custody, and final decision-making authority. Todd has praised Kandi, saying that he recognizes that she is a loving and capable parent and remains sincerely hopeful that prior and continued.
Oh, the sounds.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, the mic stopped dancing. This is such a good conversation.
It is.
I'm back?
Yep, you're back.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last thing I said before the mic went off is that Todd recognizes that Kandi is a loving and capable parent and remains sincerely hopeful that prior and continued discussions between the parties will bring full resolution of all matters. Todd also said that in regards to the prenuptial agreement that he signed ahead of their April 2014 wedding, he suggested that he was pressured to signing the prenup without proper legal representation. Todd's attorney said that the agreement was presented to Todd without Todd having counsel, even though Kandi, then counsel, had communicated previously with Todd's legal team regarding a potential prenuptial agreement. Despite that knowledge, Kandi's counsel presented the final agreement to Todd for signature immediately before the wedding ceremony, without any notice to or consultation with Todd's legal team, who was engaged in that. Because of that, they're saying that these circumstances raise substantial questions concerning the enforceability of the prenuptial agreement. Nevertheless, Todd remains committed to working in good faith to resolve this matter amicably and privately to the extent possible. Last but not least, Todd is demanding a division of all marital assets, both real and personal, tangible and intangible, between himself and Burruss, and possibly wants alimony. Dustin?
Yeah.
What would you like to say about it?
So damn, can you hear those sirens in the background?
That's God.
Yeah, because I was finna start cussing. So let me reframe my thoughts here. Okay. First of all, what we know about Kandi, right? Based on what we've seen on the show, when she's had conflicts to resolve on the show. If you are a subscriber to her YouTube channel, Kandi Online, she has a series called On That Note, where she retells stories from her days as a where she was primarily focused on songwriting and producing. She tells stories about different situations she had with artists. And she's always, even in some of her conflicts that she had with her former group member Latasha Scott in the Escape group, the conflicts that they had that were documented on the show, Kandi has always played a fair hand. You know, she's taken accountability when it's her part, and she has held people's feet to the fire when it was appropriate. You know, we've seen her be fair on that show. It is my belief that she will carry that that way over with her into these negotiations for their divorce. Todd's saying that he signed his lawyers, I should say, saying that he signed the prenup under pressure, and that she had initially passed the first, given his lawyers the first pass at the agreement, and then they gave him the final one without seeking his counsel. That's not her job. It's not her job to make sure that his counsel has that. It's his job to make sure that he seeks legal counsel and has them in place. We watch that shit play out on television. So all this looks like, to me, I'm no legal expert, nor am I an attorney, but it seems to me that this is something that has to be said or stated in order to open the negotiating floor for what feels fair between both parties and is as close to the original prenup as possible. It seems like just the legal 1-2 that you have to do to get things to a place where we're now legally having a conversation and negotiating the terms of our divorce. Once they do that, again, I think any projects they worked on collaboratively, I feel confident saying that Kandi will be fair in giving him his share of that. I'm sure that's actually ironed out in their agreement based on what we've seen earlier with their prenuptial agreement. So this is the way it's got to go. I wish things could be more seamless with the two of them and easier, but we here now, so fuck it. Let the lawyers fight.
Blue to loose, Mud. What are your thoughts? And Raindrops, let us know your thoughts in the comments too.
I'm counting backwards from 100 as a generous woman who tends to make more than my partners and then watch them show their ass even when I'm trying to be fair on the way out. So this is triggering for me because I'm usually the Kandi in the relationship. I will say this. We watched that scene right before their wedding where she said, I've told you from jump, I've never wavered that I wanted a prenup. Why are you feigning confusion now? He hemmed and hawed, called his lawyer. His lawyer didn't pick up. She calls her lawyer. Her lawyer immediately picks up. And in the midst of a conversation, it's revealed that he had misled his counsel to not realize that she was already splitting their assets together with any joint ventures. So on camera, we've seen him get caught being duplicitous with lies of omission to his own counsel. If you can't even tell the truth to your own lawyers, then you can't act like you're a victim if you didn't do your due diligence when I've been doing my due diligence and I've never wavered on my stance. The point of contention for me is that from what I've read, it seems like he's contesting the prenup as if he signed it under duress, when we with our own eyes saw her say, there's no duress, I've never wavered. And so there's an implied dishonesty in that that's already pissing me off. I'm not going to argue about if water is wet at this point, right? And what I feel like, and maybe because I'm a Taurus woman who's dated a lot of Leos and was engaged to a Leo, and Kandi and Todd are literally copy and paste of me and my exes. He was from Philly, okay? He was a real dude though. And so he was a real nigga, I'm not even gonna lie. But like, despite that though, whenever people would be like, yo, you don't feel a way that she's making more than you, I would often feel like I was being passive aggressively punished for his embarrassment. Like even a good man, if he's too fragile, will get a lick back, right? And so I don't think Todd's worried about Kandi being fair. I feel like he wants to pound his chest a little bit because he's read the jokes.
Damn.
I think if I know that I can taste it. I've experienced it too much where I know you good, but I don't like that they're playing with me like this. I gotta show them that I'm still him, even if you're collateral damage. And to Dustin's point, it's unnecessary with somebody who has a long history of being reasonable, if not generous. Everybody I know who's worked with Kandi says, if Kandi hears that you're thinking about doing something and she knows somebody who could help you, she'll connect you. She's generous with people that she's not even sleeping with and doing life with. So you're with a chronologically generous person who has always been fair to you, who has never wavered on a prenup, and now you're saying that you signed under duress? That is low-key offensive to her character. She's never been that girl. So yeah, I don't like it, and it's making me look at him funny. And I feel like Mama Joyce was the right message, the wrong messenger, because you know sometimes the mean old ladies in your family be right, they just don't have good delivery.
Hey. I hate he's going out like that. I wish, I always talk about this on other shows I'll participate in, but just there's something to be said about keeping shit P. Just keep it player. You know what I'm saying? Like everything don't have to be everything doesn't have to be combative. You know what I'm saying? Everything doesn't have to be us fighting about. They have 2 beautiful children together. They have 4 beautiful children that they raised together. You know what I'm saying? Like Kandi has always expressed love for Todd's oldest daughter, Kayla. We know Kayla loves Kandi. I personally have seen Kayla and Riley out in the club together in New York City. They are sisters. You know what I'm saying? And then they got 2 little kids that look just like Kandi. and I just wish that they could find their way toward a friendship. You know what I'm saying? Post their separation. Because Todd and Kandi always had a cool friendship vibe to me that I really would hate to see them lose, man. And I just hope that they can find their way once all this dust settles, this legal dust. But I hate to see this shit.
Well, I think, listen, one thing I will say is, and this is not about Kandi and Todd in particular, this is just what I know a lot of people say, especially attorneys. The prenup is not for the person you marry, it's for the person you're divorcing.
Yeah. A
prenup is not for the person you're marrying, it's for the person you're divorcing. So yes, I think when you look at somebody's life in the beginning, they were married for 10 years. And listen, till this day, we really don't know what happened. Kandi did cite that it was, what's the word, Blue?
Irretrievably broken.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then listen, I think we have to look at that because one of the things that is common is irreconcilable differences, right? That's sort of like we just grew out of love with each other. I think saying something was broken sort of puts the vibe out that there's more that is seen. And I think Todd's contesting of certain things. Listen, he called it out. He said she travels for out-of-state work obligations. There are people in the comments. There are people in the comments who are saying, and like they said last week, a lot of people are saying Kandi's fair and she will be fair, like Dustin said. There are people who are saying that Todd made sure to put that he was a daddy daycare on his Instagram. They are saying that Todd's YouTube channel, that baby, when I say TikTok belongs to Kandi and Todd for the past
right now, week, yes, baby. Sir. Yes, sir.
I can't go on TikTok without seeing Kandi and Todd's YouTube channel, the wedding special, Housewives, and Mama Joyce talking about ain't no mountain high enough and ain't no valley low enough for me to get in your ass, baby. They are saying that we have seen these things converse on the show. There is footage of Todd signing the prenup the morning of his wedding, right? So the reason why a lot of people are now saying, okay, there's more that's about to happen because now we are being reminded of what we saw 10 years ago on the show. And now that we saw what Todd's attorney contested on November 26th, like Blue said, it is appearing that they're allegedly saying that the prenup was signed under duress, allegedly. And look, we're going to see what has to happen now. Now, I do know this going to the Ebony K. Williams School of Law.
Shout out to Ebony K. Motherfucking Williams.
I love her.
I will say this. Kandi attorneys, they have to respond to Todd's request. Yeah. So what's going to happen next, Raindrop? Kandi has to respond to what Todd is saying. And that's going to obviously tell us more.
The timing of this is convenient for Todd, as he said that Kandi was going to be out of town for months or at a time for work, because we know she's getting ready to start a 3-month run in the play and Juliet on Broadway. I think she starts like next week or something like that. She starts in the play, so she is going to be in New York from December until I think she's the end of March. I think the announcement was, and so the timing is kind of convenient. And saying that, you know, she travels for work for long periods of time. Todd knows what kind of work Kandi does. She's not this detached woman who is, you know, out living a really busy life away from her children. She is busy, but you always see Kandi with her damn kids all the time, especially after she left and no longer was participating in the Housewives of Atlanta. I hate to see people try to, like, now that y'all mad at each other, you want to paint the other one as this monster. No. And even though he did say she's a loving parent, you know, it was just a very passive aggressive. The wording of it was very passive aggressive, and I don't know. I just hope they can cut through all of that bullshit, get the rules and determinations in place, and just move forward in peace. Don't either one of them need to be distracted by arguing and fighting over some shit that they're gonna have to work out because their children are little. So they gotta figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So
it's nasty work. I'm sorry. It's nasty work that you, as a grown man who has built an empire with her, so you have your own to stand on. You don't have to act like a man who drives his girlfriend's car when she's at work, which you are regressing to that right now. But you built an empire with this woman, and you are coming after her hustle that you've been benefiting from 14 years, right before the holidays, as she's about to embark on a new career adventure that you, of all people, know how important it is to her. There's so much nastiness, and there's such a violation of intimacy just in the premise that his lawyers are setting up. That how does that not embarrass you as a grown-ass man? Forget the lawyers for a second. As a grown-ass man, how are you not embarrassed and ashamed of yourself? It's nasty work. I can't see either of you going through a breakup and doing this to your partners, even without kids involved.
Nah.
Come on.
I would be down the street with another nigga, to be honest with you. 9 times out of 10, you heard me. 9 times out of 10, I was picking your ass anyway. You know what I'm saying? Some exes are a blessing. Some breakups are a blessing.
That's it. Let's have a conversation. And we're gonna move on to Potomac. Okay, so we listen. We all have hard outs, not ends. So Dustin, what I want to Dustin, if you are, because I think the bigger thing is this. There's a lot of raindrops who are the breadwinners in their relationships, right? There's a lot of raindrops who are. What do you do? Because look, I think we all look at it like Kandi did the right thing. She had a prenup. We're raised as business professionals who are blessed to make money that our parents have never seen. That's a blessing to have. Kandi did the right thing. She got a prenup. That's the thing that you're told as you're rising up the corporate ladder. But what does happen when you are in a relationship, and as real as it sounds, where the person just isn't matching your income level? Not saying they're here, you're there. Even if they're here and you're there, it's still not matching. What are you supposed to do to protect yourself when you did the right thing, you consulted an attorney, you had the prenup, and now when the prenup is being contested, what do you do in a situation? Because Dustin, you're very successful, and there hasn't been a man that I've seen hanging out with Dustin Dustin getting married, he wants your child. God is good. But what Dustin has never been told, like, I don't want your child. I love that from my friend.
Well, I've heard the streets be talking. Dustin,
yeah, so we all know that's true. But like, Dustin, what would you do if you are with somebody who you fell in love with and you said, I did the right thing, and they're not on the same level as you financially?
You know what? Then you manage it when you are approaching the dissolution of your relationship, right? You the same focus that you put in the beginning, of the relationship, and got that prenup signed, you get them lawyers back on deck, make sure that the prenup is enforced. You just pay attention to every detail and you get things cleared up. This cannot be something that you handle from a place of emotion. It can't be something that you handle irrationally. This is quite literally business. This is why people say marriage is not even about love. It's a business arrangement. Because at the end of the day, here we go again. You know what I'm saying? People can talk all the shit they want about Yandy and Mendices out there, you know, and all that other shit. But look at Cody Hawn and Kurt Russell. You know what I'm saying? Some people who literally have just
Sorry,
and
Stedman.
Stedman.
Shout out to Yandy and
Yandy,
DC.
yes.
No shade. Shout out.
Yep, she might have had the wrong A hat on, but she had the right mind when she decided to, you know what I'm saying, keep it separate. That's a rock song. You gotta keep it separated. You gotta keep it separated sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And this is where you handling your business comes into play. So sometimes you gotta just use your mind instead of your heart, and it gets tough when you really love somebody. You know what I'm saying? But it's two little kids that still got to be raised, still have to have their educations handled and provided. They still have needs, so they have to figure out the business of being co-parents and separating their business affairs as married people. They have to figure that part out. So get them feelings out of it, focus on them kids, get a fair agreement, and go on down the street.
I know a little scam though. I'm gonna tell you, because you know I've dated a lot of people who, anyways, the scam. What you know, the scam is you put stuff in your mama's name.
Yeah.
Chateau Thelma. Yes, honey.
You put some stuff in your mama's name. I'm being so serious.
Didn't Shakira's ex-husband do that? Wasn't it just some shit? It was just some shit in the news. Shakira, I believe her either estranged or now ex-husband. I don't know the status, but I think he had put a bunch of his assets in his mama's name, and there was
Michael Blackstone did it. Michael Blackstone put everything in his mama's name, and so when he got divorced, she couldn't get nothing because that was his mama's stuff.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
but do you even want to be married to a motherfucker that you have to go that far? You know what I'm saying? To ensure your safety financially. That's what I'm saying. We could just fuck and hang out and do, you know what I'm saying? Do what we do. We don't have to be married. If I don't trust you enough to feel secure, you know what I'm saying? And trusting you with the fact that we're going to do this thing right if we break up, or we're going to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to lay down every night next to somebody who I feel is going to flip a switch on me. That don't look like peace in my home to me.
But you're not toxic enough to understand, Dustin, because you're a healthy, abundant mindset, black man, all that good stuff. It's amazing. Like you're a unicorn though, right? Now everybody has a little hood in the front.
Thank you, friend. I'll be trying.
What ends up happening is that the phrase is, don't ever marry somebody that you wouldn't feel comfortable divorcing. Yeah. And people don't listen to that, because when you're in la la land, you like that he's possessive. You like that he said, ain't no way you ever leaving me. All that toxic shit is sexy the first year. It's the same thing that bites you in the butt when you're trying to leave and he really meant that shit. Respectfully.
In closing, I'll say this: brain drops. Whether you're married or not,
right,
divorced or not, I will say this: always remember, when you're getting married, it is a business. And my advice to everybody, I don't care how much money you make, you can make $1. Getting married is a business. That's why a lot of people aren't married, because they don't want to incur the man they love's debt. You know, if he has child support debt, if he has a lot of other things, you just remind yourselves that the fairy tale wedding is cute, but marriage is a business. And that's why I always tell people, when you are in a relationship, you have to treat it like a business. You have to work hard to make sure you want this forever. And you're going to have to, you know, have a performance review. I've had performance reviews. Yes, no, I'm a healed Libra. In my relationship,
I like those. Okay.
I'm a healed Libra. I have performance reviews. Every couple of months, I sit my partner down. I'm like, so what's working in our relationship? What isn't working? And we have uncomfortable conversations to the point where we low-key don't speak for a few hours because we low-key read each other. But the intention is, I would like to know if we have what it takes to spend the next 6 months together. So raindrops, my advice to y'all is to have performance reviews in your relationship. See what's working or not working. And don't waste your time being with somebody that in the end
you should
is going. Yeah, so that's that. Okay. We got a few minutes. Oh, Lord Jesus.
And put stuff in your mama's name. Put stuff in your mama's name, y'all. I'm just
Chateau Thelma. Yes, honey.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chateau Thelma. Kenya. Chateau Thelma.
Thelma LLC. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Those are my girls. We forgot to take this seriously. Those people. Okay, Real Housewives of Potomac. So listen, we got to get into the Stacey show, baby. Stacey is reading the girls left and right. She is taking over this show. Stacey went after Kiarna. Look, Cha Cha made an appearance. Cha Cha is an OG Potomac housewife. Justin, Sharice is a friend to the show.
Always starting shit. As soon as she came back on the screen, what she do? Hey, Chris, it's Sharice. So I'm filming, and did she or did she not? Chris said, man, I don't know nothing about that shit, that bullshit y'all talking about. Okay, thank you. And hung up, starting all that. As soon as she came back on the scene, starting shit.
She needs a spiritual colonic. She just feels like a little bead of sweat. Like she just needs to get purged. Just a
and she got half in her divorce settlement. Sharice made out like a bandit. She got half. So she good. Why you ain't happy? Why you not bringing happiness?
She's not holding the cherry blossom. That's why.
Now you see Cynthia Bailey. That's how you come back as a friend. Cynthia came back happy, life good. She cool with everybody in the mix, doing her thing. She's a friend to the show and to the cast members. Sharice came back to start shit. So maybe that's a new position in the cast.
Can we be honest? She wants to be Giselle. That's always been the issue. She always thought that she was going to be the Giselle of the show, and she's never recovered from it not happening.
Yeah.
Oh, Blue.
Yeah, I said it. You can have her come on, Carlos. I'll say it again.
Well, she's a friend to the show. So hi, Sharice.
That's fine. Hey, Sharice. Sharice, not Giselle. Your name is Sharice, right? Okay. Not Giselle. Okay. Go ahead.
So look, the gag is this. Okay. Let's just talk about it. Sharice helped cast the show the way Nene helped cast Atlanta Housewives.
Yes.
Sharice has a shitload of money. When they were casting the show, Sharice referred a lot of the girls because they wanted to allegedly, because I gotta keep it cute, they wanted to allegedly build a show around Sharice because she had the wealth. So that's why I'm laughing at you saying Sharice wanted to be the Giselle of the show. I don't know that to be true. Sharice, you want to come on and tell us? But
she wanted to be the Giselle Karen Huger hybrid. And she's Sharice instead. You're Sharice.
But she did exactly what was her what caused her, what it was to her own detriment, right? She came back on as soon as she had some sort of problem that she could find some kind of way with a magnifying glass, right? Because it wasn't even a real problem. But as soon as she got pissed with Stacey, let me tell you what she did when we was hanging out. When we was hanging out, catch it though. When we was hanging out, she was these guys. One of them was married, and she said, "What's that got to do with me?" Well, you just now telling us that now that you mad at her and you was out with her kicking it. I'm sure you didn't get up from the table and say, "This is against my morals and principles. I am out." She didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? She sat there and like, "Ooh," and put it in her mental Rolodex. And that's what I mean about people like that. You know, it makes for great TV, but like, don't be around me if you just gonna come back later with this shit. I don't want no motherfuckers like that around me at all. None.
Sharice, main characters don't move like that, baby. Main characters don't move like that. It's giving sidekick energy. Respectfully. Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of main character, I thought Dr. Wendy gave I thought Dr. Wendy gave main character when she clocked Angel. Angel used a big word called mercurial, which raindrops. Giselle did not know what it meant, but I will read the definition to y'all in terms of what the word actually means. That
it's moody and volatile.
It's not a hard word. Like
it's moody and volatile.
Subject to sudden or unpredictable changes of mood or mind. There you go. Other things were scientific, but with that being said,
you called her moody. You called her moody. You thought you were having a moment calling this bitch moody. Are you serious? That's all you got.
Nothing's connecting, and this is a prime example. Even like in this episode when she was looking out the window with them damn binoculars. Where is he probably with those kids?
Right.
You don't be using no binoculars, Angel, and you don't use mercurial in your vernacular. Okay, I know where.
Moody bitch.
You could have just said that. That's the problem. And she was talking about it. She was And I watched the after show this week, and she was talking to Kiana about something. She was like, "Yeah, but then she wants to castigate you with." Now I know what it means to castigate someone, right? Most
like
people
T.I.
don't. And thank you, thank you,
Adding
thank you,
ION didn't
thank
make you
you, thank
smart. It
you,
just made
thank
it
you,
longer.
bro. And your Angel is not connecting. You know what I'm saying? With everybody, I looked at her the other day. She was doing press. She had a overcoat on top of it. Was like part of her look, but it wasn't like hanging on her. It was like she was wrapping it up. And so I thought about some of the conversations we had about her not being comfortable and stuff. And I think that that's spilling over into her performance on the show, because it just ain't. It's absolutely not happening. When I saw her pick up them binoculars and make sure that the camera caught her looking out that window, I went to the bathroom.
Oh, Pink
I just
Panther.
let that scene play. I went on and went to the bathroom. I'm tired of hearing the words Colorado home in Colorado, house Colorado, Colorado home in Colorado, our home in Colorado, our house Colorado, our Colorado home, our
I
home in
wonder where
Colorado.
she lives.
Tired. Colorado, apparently. Colorado,
No,
motherfucking Rado.
Do y'all know Amanza from Selling Sunset? She's giving
Of course.
Yeah, she works really hard on those outfits and they never hit. You worked really hard to look stupid. And
yes,
honestly, people be telling on themselves. Shout out to Claudia. I think it might have been Claudia where she was talking to her and she mentioned the girls clearly read the comments to get their barbs and their clips from. You just told on yourself. You just
and
told
that's
on
why
yourself.
ain't none of them working. You looking in the wrong place, sweetheart. You look into that's why nothing is working, because you're trying to play to the comments and get that's not how you get the fans on your side. People like you because you're authentic and original, and there's shit that you do
people
the way you do it. I'm talking about when people like someone.
Oh, okay.
When people like someone, they like you because of that. No, none of that. I don't think Angel is connecting. I would say don't nobody like her, but I'm not gonna say it.
Bobby like her because he invested $30K.
So on the show, you know what I'm saying? She's not
bring it back.
So on the show, she's not connecting, man, with nobody, and it's boring, man. And then to me, she's making it even harder for my girl Kiana, right? I know I'm in the minority here. I see all the comments, I see the conversations. I know that y'all are not happy with the choices that Kiana is making, but I like her and I don't give a fuck. Okay.
And I like her brother, and I like her mom.
And I like her brother and her mom. Her brother is that's a beautiful family. I don't want to disrespect him because I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But they have a beautiful family. They have a beautiful family.
Fine, Dustin. Can we respectfully
you can say I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? But like they're a beautiful family, and she gets that smoldering glance from her glare, like from her mama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they're a beautiful family, and I like her. And I think that the addition of Angel is taking Kiana down, because them two together don't help each other.
I'll say this. I think I agree with you, but I'll disagree with you when I say this. I think they're taking each other down.
Yeah.
The wrong road. I think Kiana. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and I hope you guys understand when I say this, that this is when I'm only being producer. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm being producer when I say this and not a viewer. I think Kiana is trying too hard in these scenes. And it's hard to register. And I think Angel, who doesn't have somebody on the show that is a vet, doesn't have somebody to tell her, don't do that, because nobody's telling Kiana, okay, girl, calm down. Simmer down a bit. Even when Kiana was reading Stacy, and it was and I was like, okay, Kiana, I live for you, baby, but that wasn't it. I would have loved if I was there as a producer, and I'm pretty sure the producers may have said this to her, to be like, simmer down. Like
you ain't gotta do all that.
You ain't gotta do all that. And I think in Angel's defense, she's walking into the twilight zone with no direction.
But Carlos, Nene didn't have no OG. Nene didn't have an OG. Giselle didn't have nobody to mentor her. Karen Huger didn't have nobody to mentor her.
But these are vets, Dustin.
But they were that they weren't.
Vets.
They became vets. Season one, they did not have mentors.
Changed, but reality has.
Something was different when they came on too. I'm sorry, you ain't gonna get no pass from me saying that you could give a better performance if somebody who was there could guide you. No. You're a housewife. This is a show that is about you. It's not about you being advised and guided in the way. No, you get in there and you show your personality, and if you're interested, you're interested. If you're not, you're not.
Is there no Wi-Fi in Colorado? Is there no Wi-Fi in Colorado where she could have just watched the show like the rest of us?
Well,
and
she told Claudia, and Erica Cobb on their show accidentally
informed. Shout out to our girls. Yeah.
Shout out to Claudia and Erica. She told them on their show that she watched a little bit of it. I call BS on it.
You watch every damn episode.
Okay.
You on the Reddit page, Angel. You are on the
Reddit
page. This is why it's challenging, right? It's because if we look at the facts, I think reality TV has changed a lot in the past 3 to 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gone are the days of a Kenya Moore and a Porsha coming into a season 5 and taking over the show. Let's have a real conversation. Name me one.
No, Tia's amazing. I disagree because Tia is amazing.
No, Tia's good, but let's be clear.
Stacey's amazing.
Stacey,
Wendy's
amazing.
No, but you guys aren't listening. Wendy was not great her first season.
No.
I didn't.
Stacey was not great her first season.
She was confused.
So hear what I'm saying. It took a minute.
Yeah,
For a first season housewife in the past 3 to 5 years, name me one housewife on Atlanta or Potomac where their first season in the last 3 to 5 years, they came out the gate killing it. I think it takes a minute. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But can you name anybody in the past 3 to 5 years that killed it the first season? Go.
I will say this. I think the one producer that we're forgetting to mention, which I think is the reason why Kiana is struggling, is that, and this is my own personal theory, Dustin and Carlos.
I'm sorry, Blue. Somebody said Mia. Yeah.
She's the scheme.
She carried the show on her back. She stole
on
it.
Her back.
She stole the show. She stole the show. Mia stole the show.
Here's the thing, y'all. Mia is the gift that keeps on giving. Isn't she with Bobby Brown? Okay, let me shut up. No, I think my theory is that Karen Huger being missing is what's happening, because you have to think about it. Karen Huger takes these girls under her wing. Every season, people talk about how Karen is the silent producer. I think Karen being in lockup is why we're getting this horrible season from this girl. Because Karen was like a mother to her who was advising her. Without Karen, all we got is third-party information from Cookie Monster. Sorry, right? So without Karen being there, I think if Karen was there, Karen would be helping Kiana, and Kiana could then have a drip-down effect to Angel. I think the absence of Karen is why this is so cringe, and y'all cannot convince me otherwise. Because Miss Huger is a producer.
I agree with that. That's actually good. And listen, I said Atlanta Potomac because I'm not going to have this conversation about the Black Housewives versus the other shows because yes, Monica Garcia killed it her first season.
Yeah, she did.
On the show. She killed, like she to me it was Kenya. So I'm saying Atlanta Potomac specifically, but a lot of people are agreeing with Dustin saying Angela Oakley, and I would have to say Angela Oakley was stellar.
Yeah.
So again, I wanted it to be a situation where y'all could correct me. So I will say Angela Oakley for sure. So I stand corrected.
But your point still stands.
The only one.
I see your point. I see your point for sure.
Yeah. So listen, we will see with that. What I want to get into is what are your thoughts on KK meeting with her mom and her brother? And this is a conversation that we low-key talked about 10 minutes ago. Her boyfriend, Greg, decided to buy her a condo instead of getting her a ring after 3 years of dating. Blue?
I think it's dangerous when Black women are delusional and don't realize that wife and wifey are two different words for a reason. I think the first time that Kiana realized that she wasn't a wife was when she said to Stacey, I wouldn't trust you with my husband. And Stacey had to remind her she didn't have one. And so I think Greg has been gaslighting her successfully for quite a while. And that to be that stunning, right? Her face is a work of art. To be that stunning and to be giving up the best years of your life to someone so painfully mediocre. I hate to see it, but it also might explain why she feels the need to make up for it with other storylines that don't include her. Because why, if Monique don't care, why do you care so much? And one thing I will say about I'm just saying, And Chris Samuel's penis, I didn't think it was going to be a co-star this season. I don't believe that anybody cares this much about the Chris storyline. I think he's a means to an end. They didn't care about him this much when he was on the show. Now y'all care about him so much in his penis. It's all so desperate. And I think the reason why Stacey is so amazing, I think the reason why Tia is so amazing is because they're in on the joke, right? Even Giselle, I have not always loved Giselle, but Giselle looks sincerely confused when what's Doom's name? Not Doom, Gloom. What's Gloom's name? Angel. There we go. Angel. Sorry, in my head they're Doom and Gloom, so I be forgetting their names. When Gloom was crying, Giselle looked sincerely confused. She was like, "Girl, I thought we were just doing a scene. Oh, you're really hurt. Oh, okay. I guess, girl. There's a camera, right? This is just work." And so I think the girls who are not in on the joke are getting dragged because they can show up to the wrong party. It's a show, baby. Go back to Colorado after this. It's a show. Like, calm down.
Y'all gonna stop saying you and Dustin are so messy. Y'all gonna keep referring to Colorado.
Because she won't stop fucking saying it. Every episode that's the drinking game. All she say is home in Colorado house. I got a Colorado house. My home in Colorado home. Well, you know our Colorado house. Well, our Colorado home has Colorado. Like, man, if she say that fucking word one more time, man.
I just drank every time he said Colorado. Now I'm drunk. Welcome to
the show. See? So
get you a new something. And also, too, being mad at Wendy for not looking at you cannot be your entire storyline.
I thought that listen, Angel. My only note for you this episode, because I feel like my co-host did a great job displaying theirs. My only note for Angel this episode was when I saw her checking Wendy, I'm like, you're angry at the wrong person. You really are mad at Giselle. Giselle even said to you, I said catfish, not Wendy. Everybody said Giselle said it. And for me, it was one of those things that in high school, when the popular girl did something and the other person, let's just call this person the victim in the school, has to confront her bully. And she misdirects the heat to somebody else on the Regina George squad. It made no sense to me. It's evident to me that Angel had no smoke prepared for Giselle, because one thing that I've always said this, listen, unpopular, I don't give a shit. Everybody comes in wanting to be Giselle friend. And we'll see, I see a lot of that in this season already. And we're going to see a lot of that in upcoming seasons. I think Giselle is the girl that all the girls on the show come in wanting to be friends with. And Angel has no smoke for Giselle. Wendy clocked it and was like, we don't even want you here. And why are you coming
in her damn face? Literally laughed in her face.
I will say this
good when she did it too. Wendy looked good in that green dress with
amazing. This is Wendy's best season. Her best season.
She been looking good every motherfucking episode. Them confessionals, every look. Wendy has been like stunning.
I don't care if she did it, y'all. Can we admit that? I don't care if she did it. I don't care. Free Wendy. I don't care if she did it.
Free both the Wendy's. Yeah, free both. Free Wendy's.
Free Wendy. Free Wendy. Can we have like a whole hashtag movement? Because the thing is, Wendy is that girl, and I think the reason why Angel's not clocking is because Angel's a wag. Y'all don't understand about the wags, because I have a lot of British friends. In the wags, Giselle is very wag adjacent to who Mother is in the wag world. And even when she tried to pull rank on Jazzy and was like, hey, he's a starter for 10 years and nobody gave a damn, right? In WAG culture, your man's status, you get to benefit from. So if my man is a starter for 10 years, I'm officially a bigger deal than you if your man is on the bench. None of those WAG rules are applied. We don't care that man gave you $5K and used it to buy keychains for $12 at the Radio Shack, like when he pointed out. Like, nobody cares over here.
And that's where she fucked up. Angel is being fake on the cameras. That's what's going on. Angel's not being herself. She's showing up to camera to scene being fake, speaking in ways that she does not speak in her personal life, getting mad about shit that she shouldn't even get mad about, like, and acting as if she's mad. She don't give a fuck about what they said about her pictures. She don't give a fuck. She's looking for something to attach herself to get her story going, and unfortunately, she picked the wrong thing. Tia went to see Stacey and Timo, right? She went to see them. She was being fake when she got over there. Stacey caught on to Tia being fake and trying to pry and ask questions. And so Stacey started lying, being fake too. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't
That's
I
what
go
that
over all the
was.
time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He get back tomorrow. I don't know. He ain't gonna be here. I don't know. You know
I'm
what I'm
playing.
saying?
He's playing
That's
somewhere.
it.
He's
I
going
don't
to.
know.
He's going
Yeah,
to
but
Kokomo next week. I can't do it. I can't.
100%.
We
But she
all lie to
did
our
that shit.
coworkers.
She did that shit because Tia went over there being fake in the first place. That's why Stacey did that shit. And so that's why they not, you know what I'm saying? It's not working out for them. If Angel would have came on this show flossing her wag lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I'm a wag. This is how I do it. I don't really care if these women like me or not. I'm about to just live my life and do my thing. And Kay is my homegirl. We finna have some fun. I'm gonna bring my sister on here. She like to talk shit. If Angel would have brought all that to the show, you know what I'm saying? Then we would have been on to something. But the minute you tried to come on this show, I'm actually thinking about this, and it's caused our interactions to devolve in a mercurial state.
You told Harpo to beat me.
Don't nobody want to see that. You know what I'm
shut
saying? You're
up.
not even interesting, and you always look sad. That's not interesting. You know what I'm saying? We want to see something else. So Angel, although she had the lifestyle, she had the husband, she had the kids, hell, her extended family was filming it when we met her, but then everything just went right down. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't just live and just be the wag. That's what she should have been. So
In the words of a famous Negro poet,
thank you,
hated
baby.
it. Hated it.
Yeah, hated it.
What do
Right.
you guys think about the scene with Wendy, Dr. Wendy, her mom, and the family?
Hated
Well, now I
it.
know why she did the scam. Now I know why she had to allegedly use Eddie Hennessy.
Look at
Eddie
me.
Hennessy
Do you
takes
see my
liquor.
bag? Look at me. You see my bag?
Forget your father. I get the money. Yay! I was like, oh no, mama.
Like, yeah.
What
But I
is the big-
felt really bad though when they started talking about how their daddy don't give a fuck and ain't seen him in 20 years. And what kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck him. That was horrible to me. And that pain was real that you seen in Wendy's face. The sister Ivy is her name, right? Ivy, yeah. Her sister don't give a fuck. She like, fuck him. But Wendy was kind of like, damn, like you could tell it was really settling in on her, the really where things were with her father or whatever. So that was tough to see. But yeah. But
I'm
no,
just
the mama
though. Her mother
she
was like, well, I
feeling
like this
herself.
bag. Your daddy ain't shit, but I like this purse though. Thank you. And I was like, that is the wrong tone.
Very wrong tone.
No matriarchs. You know how I feel about women who don't have matriarchs, child. Things get tricky.
I'm Blue. Get on my head right now. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'm not. I'm gonna keep it on this network. So yes, go ahead.
So Dustin and Blue, we got a few minutes left. I want to get into the scene with Monique and the girls. So Monique was sitting down with Kiana, Ashley, and Wendy, and they're trying to figure out where did Chris Samuels get this information that was told to him. Stacy then arrives, and Stacy, a woman after my own heart, the heart of a human and a producer. When she said, "I don't feel comfortable talking about this with these two sitting here," I was like, "Stacy, who are you?" And I'm living. And then Kiana goes to the bar, and Stacy looked at Ashley like, "You don't want to join her?" Okay, I appreciate the conversation that the girls had because Monique is like, "Look, I know my ex-husband." And the game of telephone, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but she talked about the game of telephone and how, look, Chris could have put some hot sauce on it. Anybody could put some hot sauce on it. I know the men I was married to. Monique is calling him messy. Stacy proceeded to take out her phone and read text messages. He sent her a picture of her on the cover of a magazine with her daughter and said, "Beautiful." Stacy alleged she didn't respond to it. Chris allegedly responded and said, "Thank you would be nice." Stacy allegedly paid it to show that I don't communicate with this man. Ashley, her interview said, Dustin is cheesy. Ashley, her interview said that we all know you can delete messages. Stacy does have a history of being untruthful. She was untruthful about the weed company that she did start when she was confronted about it. She said no. Now she has one. Allegedly, this TJ thing was a farce. And she just has this history. Dustin Ross, What were your thoughts on that scene? And do you believe that Stacey was reading the accurate receipts between her and Chris Samuels?
Yeah, I do. But I think that the bigger story is the fact that she had those messages in the first place, right? We're all grown ups. This is not the Da Vinci Code, right? Like they were Stacy and Chris went out, they kicked it. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't it's not rocket science. Like they was attracted to each other, they went out and kicked it. You know what I'm saying? It was what it was. They still cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what them relationships are like. You hang out with somebody one time, you know, y'all cool, y'all have a flirty banter, and it is what it is. You might, you know, do it whatever, but like it's just a casual situation. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? We've seen them photographed together. We know they've spent time together. She admitted it when they were away wherever they were, and she said that they had went out and spent time together. It is what it is. They was attracted to each other. She ain't fucking with him right now because she's into her ex-husband or estranged husband or whatever their status is. So I don't know why people are trying to act like there's something to expose here when it's already exposed. Yes, they went out on a date, maybe more than one. Yes, who knows what else happened? They're consenting adults. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with whatever kind of time they spent together because she wasn't friends with Monique. And that's why I'm glad Monique is doing what? Keeping it player. Okay.
Yeah.
And being like, oh, baby, we grown. I don't give a fuck about who he dating. Like, it's all good. Just be careful, mama. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it.
What did you take about that though? Was she kept inferring, be careful, be careful. And look, allegedly, I'm only saying alleged because we didn't see the text messages. After getting no response from Stacey, Chris does allegedly say, I heard my name came up in filming. What's going on? What and Dustin, you watch again, you're the historian of reality.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that? I thought that was very like, be careful, be careful. I'm like, oh, what is about to happen?
Nothing. All that was you have her. That's still my ex-husband. And at the end of the day, I don't like the fact that I'm talking to another woman about my ex-husband, so I'm gonna get a jab in. That's what that was. That's what that was. Where even though I'm taking the high road, and even though I'm going to keep it player about this, you still a hoe that's dealt with my ex-husband and my baby father actually in some kind of way. So I am gonna throw a little jab in here. And that's all that was, because it positioned her as the person with more information, or the person who knew better in the situation and was able to give that advice or give a warning to he, because you're more knowledgeable. It positioned her in the situation as the one, and that was the intention of the comment. It's cool. That's what people do. I'm gonna throw a little jab in.
I like that nuance because I got something similar, but what I felt from it was that, hey, Stacey, I know for a fact that Chris a liar. I know for a fact that Cookie talking about she Chuck Brown's daughter, she a damn liar. And now they tell me that you a liar. Just in case you all fucking lying, be careful, right?
Yeah,
and also, too, can we talk about Stacey 1 minute? Because you know she's my favorite crazy person. The lady is nuts, and I love her, okay? You're like, Blue, you're an EQ coach. We all can have a cheat meal. Stacey's my cheat meal. When Stacey was like, Shayor means joy, I was like, okay, interesting. It wasn't until Wendy said, no, honey, Shayor means happy. She stole happy. She stole Happy Eddie's gummies and then named the shit Happy. That's the moment I fell in love. Okay, toxic love.
Yeah.
She called it Happy Eddie. She called the gummies Happy Eddie. How do you not stand for her? The audacity.
Look, you see what this commenter said? It was a chin check. That's how I took
chin
it.
check.
That's how I took it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was very much one of these.
Don't say that to Angel. She might
start crying. Like,
Y'all are so funny. So look, Raindrops, that concludes our show. Listen, this was a good episode. This was a good episode. Potomac, listen, I want to go on record saying this. Because if it was the opposite, I would say the opposite, right? I really have been enjoying the last couple of episodes of Potomac because to me, it's spicy but fun and it's not dark. And I think I finally feel like all the girls have settled in their position on the show. In the beginning, I was like, I don't know, y'all trying to all be Giselle. I will say this episode made me look at each individual housewife and friend to the show as people who work well in this puzzle. So I really had a fantastic time enjoying this episode. I loved every minute of it. I really did.
They having a good season, and shout out to whoever is editing these episodes because the pacing is impeccable, nigga. Like these episodes are so well paced. There's not really any lulls. Like they having a great season over there. I'll bet miscellaneous. Okay.
Oh, here we go. Okay, Angel.
It is right. Oh yeah, my bad. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Look, even though it's miscellaneous, you know what I'm saying? They having a good season this year. They are. It's entertaining. It's good. So
so Raindrops, we will be back next Monday. I really do hope you all had a great holiday weekend. My recap of Married to Medicine is with Dr. Heavenly on Patreon. Check out Blue's conversation with friend to the show, Mouse Jones,
yes, my brother,
about the complexities of women who date men who don't make as much as them. That's on Patreon. Blue, listen, y'all know she's a scholar and she did a great job talking to a straight Black man about dating in this day and age, and it was a great conversation.
The trenches, ladies, trenches.
Yes, so check that out, and you'll catch us again. I love you all. Happy Monday.
Yeah.
And Dustin, is there any other announcements you have when it comes to the fact that you are on tour?
This Thursday, December 4th, I'll be in Miami at the Miami Improv. I can't wait to show my ass in Miami. So if you are going to be in Miami for our Basel and you'll be there Thursday, you can go to Dustin Ross Live, just like it sounds, DustinRossLive.com, and get tickets. Pull up on me on Thursday in Miami, in the MIAO. Pull up on me. Yes. And Detroit on December 19th. So see y'all there too.
You going home?
Yes, ma'am. So if anybody's in Detroit, let me know. But yeah, see y'all Thursday in Miami. You can go buy tickets. A few tickets left. You can go buy tickets. DustinRossLive.com. Can't wait to talk shit Thursday.
And Blue, there's a comment. Where can I follow Blue? I need to hear her every damn day.
That's right.
I just want to say that, Dustin, doing comedy is the scariest thing in the industry. So I'm so in awe of anybody who does what you're doing right now. It's the hardest thing in the industry.
Thank you so much.
I can't do it, y'all. Because if y'all don't laugh, I'm crying and walking off stage. Y'all can find me on YouTube at Bluecentric, where I talk my ish all the time. And for anybody who has seen me on Carl's show, you know that I'm constantly giving you guys shout outs over on my YouTube page because they know that if I'm not over there, I'm over here with y'all. I say no to a lot of people, but I will always say yes to y'all because I sincerely enjoy it and my face won't let me lie. So at Bluecentric.
No, listen, I love you guys, and I'm happy that we get to do this together. And listen, I'll see you all next week. Have a great day. And listen, in the words of Angel, have a mercurial.
Don't devolve into a mercurial.
Expeditiously.
If I was Giselle, I'd have been like, right there. Not, and I'm not saying fuck you, Angel, at all. I'm just saying if I was Giselle in that conversation, I would have been like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Wendy, we get why you're laughing, Wendy. We get why Wendy laughs so much. She's like, I know what those words actually mean, ho. Like, what are you doing?
Wendy was rolling the entire time.
And take a little time to enjoy the view with your binoculars. Until next time, Raindrops.
Oh, I can't.
Let's get off the line. Y'all are. I love y'all. Bye.
Bye.